Welcome back, guys. There we are again, Casino Malta. My name is Gordy, the player. Finally, the summer festival from Pokerstars has arrived. I'm just in the Intercontinental because that's where all the tournament stuff will happen. I'm just on the way. You can see the Intercontinental in the back. I'm on the way to the tournament lobby. I will sign up for today. So bounty, mystery bounty, the first one ever happened on Malta as far as I know. So really curious to play this one. Since I saw it in Texas, I saw it in Vegas, I never could play one. So I'm really curious to play this one. Actually, it's happening all week long. The series started last week already. So today is Saturday, it started last Saturday. But last week I was unfortunately a little bit sick. So I totally had to focus on my table and to focus on my game, because it was too much just with filming and everything. So I decided, okay, let's just focus on my table, on the game, and yeah, it was running pretty well. You can see some stats here from, especially from the cash game, was really good. And I just get in the scenery, you know already. Actually, there we are. This is the main event running right now. Unfortunately, I couldn't play this one because I was working. But so I'm going over here a little bit. It's more quieter. And then just give you the updates. So the goal for today. So for you guys who don't know how the mystery bounty works, so it's today is a 2-day event. Yesterday was day 1. Today is day 1B. So this one I will play. I think it will be this tournament here on the site. And it started already, but I make a little bit late rec because the first day today, day 1, will be a normal tournament. So when you kick someone out, you just get the chips, no bounty. So it's just a regular tournament. We play down to 15% of the field, and then tomorrow will be the final day and also day 2. And there, everybody who's remaining is first of all in the money, and second of all get a bounty chip. But the thing is, nobody knows how big this bounty will be. So this is the tricky part. And the good thing is, the minimum bounty will be 200 euro, but they're like bounties between 500 and 1,000 and 5,000 up to 10,000 euro for one bounty. And here are already rumors that there will be a bounty for 15,000 euros. So this will be a big catch. So goal for today, back big and be ready for tomorrow. And the goal for tomorrow, collect as many bounties as possible. We don't care about the top prizes. It will be like a regular tournament, but the bounties is what we're going for. So stay tuned and let's go.
Very hot start here, all in pocket 8s versus pocket 8s. So right at the beginning, really nice chop pot. Hand right after, king queen off, I defend from the button, king high flop, and on the turn everything goes all in, and I scoop a really nice pot.
Alright, break time. The first break, the mystery bounty. So like I said, I make a late rec. I started the day with 38 big blinds. Had a rough start. Went down to 19 big blinds, or yeah, roughly 19 big blinds in the lowest point. Then finally got a double up, really nice hand. And then I stacked another player that was really nice. Went up all the way to 50, 55 big blinds, or over 60k in total. And now we were in the last level for the late rec and just before the break. And yeah, went down, lost 3 hands in a row, unfortunately. Half my stack, so we are now to 36,000 was 30 big lines. I think we go back to 1k, I don't know, a little bit less. I don't know, it should be 1k, 1.5k, something like this. So I will have like 30 big lines, a little bit less maybe. We see. Break, some fresh air, and then keep going.
We come back after the break with 1k, 1.5k. I jam with roughly 20 big blinds out of the small blinds, ace jack off after early position opening, cutoff button call. Everybody folds except of the cutoff with ace 9 suited, and I win and scoop another nice pot and survive. 2 levels later, just surviving, barely playing, I jam ace 7 suited from a small blind with 13 big blinds, under the gun opener calls with 10-8 suited, and he scoops the pot with a turn flush, which means
busted. Busted. A7 suited. Jam from the big blind. And under gun pre-raiser calls with 10-8. He's a big stake. 10-8 suited. Like you can see, bad run out. I busted at 37th place now from 187 entries. And 28 proceed to day 2. So close to the bubble, let's say. Not my day, not my tournament. I was running up and down, pretty short most of the time. Couldn't get really something started. If I collect some chips or make a double up, then short after was it was only 20-minute level, so the level is going up pretty fast. And if you don't have hands, you're just blinding down so quickly. Nevertheless, good tournament, fun tournament. Yeah, not mine today. So what we do? Back to the cash game streets. See you over there. After a really nice, good dinner, like you just saw next to the water, some Greek for me tonight. It's about to get time to jump in the cash game streets. Let's over here. There we go, Casino Malta. Time to go hit the table.
And we are back in a 2-5 streets. I bought in for 700 euro and we are off for a good start. Early in the session here, I wake up with pocket kings from under the gun position / hijack because we're only 6-handed at the moment. I open up for 15 euro, it folds around to the big blind which defends and makes the call. Flop comes pretty favorable with king 9-8 and 2 clubs. I also have the king of clubs in my hand, so I go for a small c-bet of 10 euro after he checks over to me. He makes the call, turn brings the 8 of clubs. Very connected board, but when he checks over to me and still I have the king of clubs in my hand, so not to worry about it. I go for a pure value for 35 euro, but unfortunately he has nothing and let it go. On to the next one. In this hand here it falls around to the cutoff, which opens for 20 euro. I'm the button, I make the call and the big blind jumps in as well. Flop comes ace jack 4, so I hit another set. The big blind checks over to the pre-aggressor, which continues for 25 euro. I just make the call to get the big blind in as well, but unfortunately he folds. So we go heads up to the turn, which brings a 9 and a second spade on board. This time he slows down and checks over to me. I have to go for value, so I put in a bet of 55 euro, but unfortunately he folds. So I'm hitting pretty good, but no one else at the moment, but at least I smashed the board. Which is also the case in this hand, when I open from under the gun for 15 euro with ace king suited. Button makes the call and now the small blind 3 bets to 50 euro. I have a very strong hand which I like to isolate with, so I 4-bet to 130 euro. I don't have to go too big since I'm in position, but now the weird part is the button makes the call and has only 200 euro behind. Small blind calls as well, so it's a little bit worrisome, but when I see the flop of ace king 6, I'm very happy that both of them are in the hand. And the small blind starts with a check. I check as well to play weak, and my plan works when the button jams the remaining 200 euro. Unfortunately the small blind folds, but I of course make the call. Turn brings the queen of hearts, it's not my favorite, and river is a blank, but I'm very positive I win the hand until he shows me a set of 6s. So I was a little bit premature when I said my opponents don't hit the board. And it was a really weird play from him to call a 4-bet pre-flop instead of jamming all in or folding, which is actually more a fold. But even though it was a setup, I'm happy it was against a small stack. After that amazing setup, there was not much going on for me anymore. I was pretty dead. I lost a couple of smaller pots. I raised pre and folded on the boards because I couldn't connect to anything anymore. So at some point I decided that's it for me tonight. But let's see how I felt at this time.
Okay, a little after session recap. Today was not my day, definitely not my day. Busted the tournament, just nine away from the money. And cash game, like the hands you saw. The last two hands I didn't record, but I just totally screwed and totally wrecked. The board was running absolutely against me. But I gotta say, it's the very first time I lost in Casino Malta now. Despite cash games or tournaments, doesn't matter. The whole series I was winning, and the whole series before that I was winning. So I'm absolutely cool with that. To lose for 2-5, not even one bullet. So I'm definitely good with that. But I'm running really bad today, so I decided to cut it here and come back tomorrow. So since we don't have so many hands until now, we fast forward to tomorrow. And we're gonna hit the streets again and then collect some more hands to talk about. Let's go! Alright, welcome back. You just saw a cash game, that's where we headed. Day later, back to the 2-5 streets. I'm on the list already, on the waiting list. So maybe I will jump in the 2-2 first. Collect some hands there, but I try my best to get some good footage and some good reviews, so back at it.
Nothing really fancy happened on a 2-2 table. I played about 1 hour, lost about €90 before I got called for the 2-5 table. This is also my very first hand here. I have to post a blind since I moved the tables, and the straddle is on as well, so we played 2-5-10. And here the low jack opens for €40, a player I know pretty well and had a lot of hours history with. I'm on a cutoff with pocket nines, I make the call, rest fold, and we go heads up to the flop. Flop comes queen 6-4 with 2 hearts. He starts with a check. I could bet here for some protection, but I don't want to give him the chance to get away and give him the chance to bluff later streets, so I just check behind. The turn is the 7 of hearts. This time he bets €60, so starts polarizing his hand. Since I turned also a flush draw, I still have second pair. My hand is too strong to fold just yet, so I make the call. The river brings a 5, so it's 4-line on board as well. He tanks a little bit and then bets out half pot size bet, €105. I think he starts betting on the turn with any ace of hearts or king of hearts holding for a semi bluff or weaker 1-pair holdings. So I give him a lot of bluffs as well, some premium hands. So I decided to make the call. Unfortunately this time he holds a premium with pocket queens, so he has a really strong hand. And luckily the runout was good for me at the end, saved me some money, but very bad start at this table. Which brings us to the next hand, which is unfortunately also the last hand. I'm under the gun, I open for €15, ace king off. It folds around to the button, which makes the call, and the big blind calls as well. So we go 3-way to the flop, which comes favorable, ace 6 with 2 hearts. So I think you know where this one is heading. The big blind checks over to me. I check as well, since I have this board pretty locked up. But now in hindsight, I would like to see a 25% or 50% pot size bet, way more, which I would do with all my holdings, which I also have to do when I have a premium holding, because I get caught by any ace, flush draws, smaller pocket pairs. But as played, I check, and it kinda works out when the button puts in a bet of €28. The big blind folds and I make the call. Turn is the queen of hearts, not the best but also not the worst card. I stay in flow and check over to him. Now he puts in a bet of €45, so way smaller than compared to the flop bet. Nothing to do here to just make the call. River is a 5, I check, and now he goes big again for €140. So he goes for 3 streets, he definitely goes for value, but since I underwrap my hand on the flop, it looks very much like maybe pocket kings, pocket jacks, king queen. So I beat all his aces, The only nut flushes he could have would be king jack or king 10 of hearts, and any full houses would be only ace queen or pocket queens, because I don't think he goes so big with a flop full house. So I beat some of his value hands, and he can also have a lot of bluffs. So I ended up calling, but somehow he thought jack high flush is enough to go for 3 streets value, and unfortunately he's right. So I pay him off. And somehow I was so fucked up after the sand that I needed to get up, walk around and get me some food, and had to decide if I want to keep playing with this mindset or just call it a week and go home and enjoying the rest of the week. Like you just saw, I decided for the latter, so I didn't went back. I went on and enjoyed the rest of the weekend, which was a good decision actually. And in retrospect, the last 2 sessions, the last 2 days, unfortunately destroyed my whole winnings from the beginning of the week. We ended up in the green for the total of the week, but it could have been way much better. But at the end, that's poker, my friends. And right now I'm in a poker break, but the action and the vlogs will come back soon. I'm really looking forward for that. So thank you very much for tuning in, thank you very much for watching, liking, commenting, I really appreciate it, and see you soon.